welcome to class. This is such a weird way to meet my students for the first time, so I'm just going with weird, and I'm holding the mic, and I'm shooting for as little editing as possible, so let's just roll with it. Okay, so in class, you would have filled out these note cards. Your first daily warm-up will tell me your name, what your intended degree is, so what you're interested in doing. Are you getting an RN? Are you going to go into medicine? Something like that. The reason you're in this class. Why in this class as opposed to any other class? Why did you have to do it this summer? Is there a particular reason why you couldn't have waited for face-to-face class? Are you here because you love me? That might actually happen. I think at least one person's here for that reason. I'd also like to know something interesting, weird, or funny about you. Then let me know your favorite band. Favorite candy's pretty irrelevant from home, but in the face-to-face classes, sometimes I reward high scores with their favorite candy. All right, so my name is Janessa Jacobs. What's my degree? I've got my Bachelor of Art and my Master of Science in Integrative Physiology. I'm in this class. Why? Because I love anatomy and physiology. You might say, well, you're in this class because you're my teacher. Yeah, but why am I your teacher? So I actually started way back in the day as a single teenage mom, high school dropout, and I needed to figure out what I was going to do. So I went to Front Range Community College and started taking the classes that I now teach, 201 and 202. And that teacher inspired me to see so much more in myself than I knew was there, so much more in the human body than I knew was there, that I did it. And I fell in love, and I decided I could be a doctor, and then went to pre-med and decided I liked research. So then I got into my master's program, and they made me teach, and I fell in love with teaching. So that's why I'm here, because I love it. Not only do I love anatomy and physiology, I love teaching. So of all the teachers that you could have during coronavirus time for an online class, you're lucky that I'm the one you got, because I'm here for a reason, and it's that I love it. Something interesting, weird, or funny about me. I actually once followed Jack White to a bar and asked him if I could use a song in my presidential campaign. So when I first became a teacher, I used to say I was running for president in 2024. That was my interesting fact. Then I had this recurring dream that I got assassinated, so I stopped running for president in 2024 and have had various interesting facts. But yes, this is true. Jack White is the lead singer of the White Stripes, does a couple musical other things as well. And he said I can use the song Little Acorns in my campaign. I might be running for president again now, because that was a whole different path before, and I might not get assassinated. So, who knows? Maybe you will be voting for me someday. Maybe you won't, but either way, welcome to my class. It's gonna be a crazy fun time had by all. Okay, so the syllabus is super important. This is your contract with me, my contract with you. All right, so this is Bio 202. We are meeting Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9:30 to 11:10 a.m. and then lecture from 11:15 to 12:45. Of course, you have freedom when to choose, but that's when I'll be here. So my name is Janessa Jacobs. This is the email address that you should be using to contact me, and you should only be using your school email address to do so. This is the course access code that is unique to your course. And so you're going to use that to get into Mastering A&P. That's the only information that's unique to your course. So I'm going to cut and paste this into the other classes video because technology is really screwing me up right now. See you soon. So I will actually be available during those times in the Teachers Helping Students Succeed discussion board. If you ever really want to talk on the phone or something like that, I can also give you my phone number and we can work that out as well. So I will be in class during those hours and available for you. So my name's Janessa Jacobs. I want you to use my school email account to email me. I don't generally check D2L. I mean, I probably will because this is where I'll be teaching, but any communications that we have need to come through an official account. So you're going to use your student email account to email me to my teacher email account, which you cannot see, I'm realizing, in this camera. I mean, you kind of can, but it's on your syllabus, and you're going to need to look at that in your module. All right, here's the book that you need. I actually don't care what book you have, but you do have to have this Mastering A&P code that goes with this book. It's the Merriam-Boehm 11th edition. The code that you're going to use for the class is right here under Course ID. So this is unique to you. You're going to punch that in Mastering A&P, and that's going to be how you get into your class. That's where your assignments are. So every chapter has a chapter assignment, and that's where you're going to find it. If you don't purchase this or access it, you're going to lose a lot of points for the class, so be aware of that. Everything else that you need, your lab guide is available on the D2L site. There's a video that you can watch next that will show you how to use D2L for class. So just go ahead and log in using all of your normal Red Rock stuff. As far as other things go, oh no, don't do this to me. You can read over the course description and general transfer requirements on your own. So those are really important though, and if you ever ask me why I'm so hard, I'm gonna point you back to this and say, did you read that? And if you say no, I'm gonna say, well, go back and read it. Okay, so really, it's very, very important for you to be aware of these dates. So the last date to drop with a refund is, this schedule says June 9th. In my brain, for some reason, it says June 4th. It's either June 4th or June 9th. If it's June 4th, that's like 2 days away. So it's probably June 9th. I'll make sure it's accurate on the schedule that you, or the syllabus that's posted that you're looking at. I'm not gonna edit this video, so make sure you're aware of that. It's not very long, and I don't think we have a test first. But it's gonna be hard. This class is gonna be hard. So if you can't hang in an online environment, that's okay. Lots of people can't. Just make sure you drop it before you lose your money on that drop deadline. If you stay past that time when you can lose when you can keep your money, if you decide to stick it out and then we get to the end of the semester and it's just really hard and you're not doing well, you can drop and get a W on your transcript but no money back by July 13th. And I believe that that date is correct. Okay, other things to be aware of. Academic integrity is hugely important. You people are going into healthcare, so you had better have some academic integrity, and if you don't, then you shouldn't be taking these classes. You shouldn't be going into healthcare. You don't want nurses and doctors who cheated on their tests. Don't you cheat on your test. Okay, so other things to be aware of. You can read over the syllabus insert on D2L. Yeah, you should turn your cell phone off during class, during lecture and lab. I don't care that you're on your couch. You're in class. So turn off your cell phone. Any announcements will be announced not in class, but as a discussion, or not as a discussion, as an announcement on the course homepage. So make sure you're checking that Monday, every week, every Monday, you need to be looking at class and see what's happening the rest of the week. I do not accept late work. Your attendance and participation are required, so make sure that you're showing up. You need to be in class 3 times a week. And I know that sounds crazy, but you got to make that a priority. So you're expected to attend lecture, having prepared for the day. So you're responsible for learning all the material that is covered in lecture. Even if you're not in class, you're going to be in class because you can take class Monday through Friday. You're responsible for all material covered, whether you're going to be present. I guess I didn't edit it well enough from the face-to-face. I'm not editing this video, not enough time. Okay, so lab is the tricky part. And I honestly don't feel like you should be getting lab credit because you're not doing anything. So you are doing something. You're watching these ridiculous lab videos from my living room. So your class is being administered from my living room. Guess who lives in my house? A 4-year-old, a 19-year-old, a roommate. Like this, it's craziness around here. So yeah, lab is right here. And it's crazy. And you might say, it is really hard for me to identify those slides from your video. Yeah, it's hard to make the video, and it's hard to get lab credit when you're not doing lab. So I don't want complaints about that. I want you to use the resources that are available to you. And that is Mastering A&P. You've got a video to watch for that. So have a look at that, and that'll show you a lot about what you need to do. And then you can watch those videos, you'll see, I'm here for you. So in Mastering A&P, there's a whole thing that has like dissections and cadaver dissections and cat dissections and models and slides and all of that. So that's what you're gonna use. And the lab assistant is gonna help work you through that. So you are expected to participate in lecture and lab on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then just lecture on Thursdays. or lecture 3 times a week, lab twice a week. Your exams will be administered 1 day a week. So exams will cover both lecture and lab materials. There's an exam part and a lab practical part. They are administered on the dates provided in the course schedule. You will be required to download and use the Respondus Lockdown browser and a webcam. So I'm going to read this because it's really important. You will be required to download and use Respondus Lockdown browser and webcam monitor. This means you will need access to a webcam, a smartphone with video recording capabilities, or we will have to make arrangements for you to have your exam proctored in the testing center. Each student may take 1 makeup exam in the event of documented illness or emergency. Should you have extenuating circumstances which prevent you from attending class on one of the exam days, you must contact me as soon as possible to make up your alternate exam. And it might be different than the in-class exam. It might contain only essay questions. Those are really hard. Just try to be in class. You've got 23 hours and 59 minutes to take your exam. So just do it. Make it a priority. You're going to have 4 pop quizzes throughout the semester. Pop quizzes will follow the format of the exam, so they'll come right around exam time. They're going to be slightly more challenging than the online quizzes. Each quiz will be timed and cannot be made up. They are only available for 23 hours and 59 minutes. Failure to complete the quiz during that time will result in a 0 score for your grade. The quiz may include more than 20 points, which may be answered for extra credit or to make up for other lost points in the quiz section. You're going to be required to download and use the Respondus Lockdown browser and webcam monitor. You have to access a webcam. So just be sure of that. You're going to have that for those pop quizzes as well. You don't have to have that for the regular online quizzes. We'll talk about those in a minute. Okay, another component of your grade is daily warm-ups. So 2 points each. Every day that you don't have a quiz or an exam, you would have had a daily warm-up. So that's like 3 a week. So the warm-ups will be available Monday through Friday. If you're going to class Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, as you would have been, do warm-up 1 on Monday. Do warm-up 2 on Wednesday. Do warm-up 3 on Thursday. The warm-ups are going to be available Monday through Friday. They will all be due by Friday at 11:59 p.m. Your chapter assignments are found in Mastering A&P. That's a different site. Your course access code is right here. So you're going to punch that in and get into the course. You'll see all of the due dates there and all of the due dates in the schedule. You are college students. I am giving you weekly to-do lists only because this is our online class and it's different. Those weekly to-do lists do not include your assignments or your reading or your online quizzes. Why? Because that's all on this schedule. The weekly to-do list is the things that you have to do in an online class since we're not in a face-to-face class. Class 1, you do warm-up 1, which we would have done in class. You watch this lecture, which we would have done in class. You watch this lab video, you would have done this lab stuff in class. That's what your to-do lists are doing, telling you what we would have done in class. You are responsible for making sure that you are on top of assignments. You are responsible for making sure that you are on top of your online quizzes. You are responsible to make sure that you get your daily warm-ups done by Friday. You're responsible for it all. I'm taking my responsibility by being present here for you, videotaping, editing, posting. This is a nightmare. So I'm working really hard for you. I want you to work really hard for me. I'm actually not asking you to work too hard, but you do have to use a couple different resources and pull it all together. I am your friend though, so ask questions as you need it. Online quizzes. There are 6 online quizzes. They are, I think they should be available immediately, but they're not due until a specific date. So, it says that the time we begin, the material related to a specific, until that's due date specified in the schedule. I think I'll probably just have them all immediately available, and then they're due on a due date that's specified in the schedule. So these online quizzes are already there for you, and just look. I'm, again, not going to tell you about those. Okay, discussions. Every week you are going to be required to participate in a weekly discussion so that I can track your participation and attendance. Details will be available in that weekly discussions forum. There's an open forum for you to help each other, students helping students succeed. There is an open forum for me to help you, teachers helping students succeed. So go ahead and have a look in there, and that's where we will post all of your I'll post all the answers to your questions. That's where we will be interacting as though we were interacting in class, as the teacher helping students succeed for him. Okay, so this is what you care about, the breakdown of your grade. This is the other difference, is your grades. So you're going to have 4 exams worth 100 points each, 4 practicals worth 30 points each, 1 cumulative final, 4 pop quizzes. Again, these pop quizzes, you are not going to really know when they're coming. They're not on the schedule. So you have to be looking at your daily to-do list or your weekly to-do list, because that'll tell you when those are coming. Daily warm-ups, every day that you don't have a quiz or a test, so like 3 a week. Assignments are on Mastering A&P, online quizzes through D2L. If you have any questions, let me know. At the end of the semester, we will look and see how many out of 990 points you have. So your grade is going to be based on that. So to get an A, you have to have 891 or better. I don't round up based on percentages, so don't even ask. And as far as other stuff goes, you can only get the amount of points that are available for a certain part of the class. So if you get extra credit points in quizzes, it's not going to make up for points you missed in tests. All right, I think that should be it. There's a topic outline at the end of your schedule, and that gives you the basic breakdown of how this class is going to go. So make sure you feel comfortable with that. Let's come back. I want to go over some study tips with you, and then we'll get started. So break your material into small, manageable packets. Study a few times a day, like 15 to 20 minutes at a time, instead of trying to do like 1 hour at a time. Can you, okay, well, it's almost time to go to Grammy's for dinner, so here, go get another granola bar and I'll open it. Okay, study in several short sessions. That just helps your brain remember things, write down ideal study habits, come up with a plan to implement them. Try and visualize important concepts, draw them out is a great idea. A&P is a moving subject. So, if you draw pictures, it'll be great. Okay, what else? Take notes while you're reading. I would say maybe keep those notes with you. Don't touch the cords, buddy. Please, honey, thank you. Okay, what really matters from here? After you're done reading, maybe sum up the main ideas of each paragraph. Put it in your own words. You cannot touch the cord. Please go downstairs and watch Fraggles. Okay, circle unknown words, create lists or outlines. This was great for me. Lists and outlines are great. Write down any questions you have and ask them in class. I'm with you in class, so I'll answer your questions, and that teacher's helping students succeed for them. Ask questions that you have about previous material before moving on. Ask lots of questions. Okay, really, this is the weird part. I want you to actually read each chapter 3 times. You're like, what? You're crazy, lady. What? Yeah, seriously. The first time, just read your figures and your captions. The second time, just read your bold words. So maybe Saturday, read all of the figures and captions. Sunday, read all of the bold words. Then Monday through Friday, you split up the pages in those chapters to read the portions of the chapter that are relevant to lecture. How do you know what's relevant to lecture? You're going to look at your PowerPoint presentations and print those out. Okay, so consider taking notes on the page opposite of your annotation notes. Write down your questions, leave lots of space. As soon as possible after class, read through your notes, clean them up, rewrite them in the first 24 hours if possible. I know that's crazy, but do it. Note cards aren't great for a lot, but they're great for memorization, and you have to memorize a bunch of new terms. So maybe make some note cards and start memorizing like immediately. So either system you start with, there's a lot to memorize. So yeah, you can do that. All right, so that is how this class is going to run. I have a quick question for you. This is a hard science class. How many hours a week outside of class are you supposed to be studying per credit hour? All right, so in a hard science class, you're supposed to study 3 hours per credit hour a week outside of class. Okay, how many hours per week outside of class are you supposed to be studying for this hard science class, which is a 4 credit hour class? 12 hours. That means in addition to all of the hours that you're spending watching these videos and doing all of that, additionally, you should be spending 12 hours a week studying for this class. That's the only way you're going to get an A. All right, so that's what this class is going to, that's the nitty-gritty details. Go ahead and have a look at the next video, which is how to use all of the course websites to access your class material, and then dive right into your first lecture. So hopefully this will be a great time. I can't wait to see you soon. Okay. Oh, fudge biscuits. Come on, just click off. All right.